Okay, so this is a multiplication problem, and you can tell it's a multiplication problem because the two parentheses are right next to each other, which means that you multiply the numbers in front and add the exponents. So I'm going to say 4 times 4.86 times 10, and then add the exponents. Okay. 4 times 4.86 is 19.44 times 10 to the 5. Okay, and remember, scientific notation, the number in front has to be between 1 and 9.9 repeating. 19 is too high. So I need to move the decimal down one spot. 1.944. I went from 19 to 1.9, so I went down a power of 10. So I need to add a power of 10 to balance it out. Any questions about that one? You sure you're good? Totally fine with scientific notation. Okay, I actually want to bail on my other two warm-ups. I want you guys to find your quiz review homework from last night. Alrighty. I want to find the answer page that I printed out specifically to show you right now. It is buried in this pile of papers. I don't understand why this pile of papers is always trying to cause me grief. Perhaps it's because I need to clean out the pile of papers. Do you think that might be it? Yeah. No worries. We can just print us a new one, even though I printed it. Oh, I found it last minute. Okay. Okay, can you please check your answers on numbers 1 through 16? And then make a note on any of them that you did not get correct. Okay, you guys, are there any problems that you would like me to do for you? Yes, yeah. Number two. Oh, we have consensus on number two? Maybe the key's wrong. Okay. So this one you can kind of distribute. And the reason you can is because this is a times and not a plus. So 5.39 to the negative 2 times 10 to the negative 10. Okay, now did you know that you could do a negative power on the calculator? It might be your first time. Okay, so what you do is you go 5.39 and then the power button is this upward caret on my calculator. All calculators are different, but whatever your exponent number button is, and then negative 2. Okay, now where do I have to move the decimal? You get it now. Yeah, okay. So I have to move it up 2 spots, which means I need to move this down 2 spots. I'll give you a hint. The one on the quiz is either regular multiplication or regular division. It's not a power one like that. I promise. Anything else from the quiz review? Anybody want any other problems? I'm more than happy to help. Yes. Oh, of course. I also want to just to let you know, I am going to put the slope formula up on the board during the quiz. So you do not need to memorize the slope formula. I'm going to have it on the whiteboard. Anything else, guys? Okay, so grab your notebooks. Okay, guys, so we're just going to put a couple of notes in here just to remind us. Slope is rise over run, which is m, and this is positive. This is negative. This is 0. And this is undefined. I'm really hoping that these visuals will help you start to remember which is which is 0 and which is undefined. Okay, and then B is the y-intercept. Make yourself a little note. B always starts on the y-axis. One of the most common mistakes that students do is they start B on the x-axis. B needs to start on the y-axis. Okay, so what I'm going to do for each of these examples, and they're four, this notes takes longer to set up than it does to actually do the problems. They're very quick problems. It just takes a while to write them down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to identify B first, which is 2. And then I'm going to identify the slope. And I'm going to put arrows next to it to tell me what direction to count my boxes. So this is my start of 2, like my head start from yesterday. And then the slope is 1/3, so up 1 over 3. And then I told you guys, I always want you to backtrack if possible. I want you to have that skill to be able to go backwards. Make sure that your line goes in both directions and has arrows. And you could go through the dots, unlike your teacher, that'd be great. I just grace the top of it. Okay. Second one, B is 4. So y-intercept is 4. And then the slope on this one is -3 over 2. Because of the negative, I'm going to go down, but I always go right. So this one is down and right instead of up and right. I'm sure on this quiz tomorrow, no matter what I do, there will be children who graph a positive slope instead of a negative slope. I'm just going to say it now. Try not to be oblivious to the sign of the slope. It's the biggest mistake. It's still going to happen. Even though I say this, it'll still happen. People will ignore the negative. And I'll be like, guess what you did? You ignored the negative. So super difficulties. Okay, you guys. So this one, b is -1, and the slope is 3. So b is -1, so go down to -1, make a dot. Okay, now what do I do when the slope is a whole number? I put it over 1, up 3 over 1. Okay, last one. Notice I did these in different colors. The reason is because it gets confusing in the it gets confusing with the X and Y axes because these are horizontal and vertical. Okay, so do you remember how I said that um, some slopes are positive, some slopes are negative? And now we need to talk about how to graph a slope that's 0 and how to graph a slope that's undefined. Okay, so we're going to start with y equals 5 and mark your y-axis. I'm going to do this in green to match this green. And show me where y is 5. Okay, that means that where y is 5 everywhere is a horizontal line. So this is a horizontal line with a 0 slope. Okay, what do you think about x equals -2? So I'm going to use purple like this. So label your x-axis. This is where x is -2. So this is a vertical line. This one is undefined slope. This one is a slope of 0. Okay, you guys are done with your notebooks. And the next thing I need you to find is this resource page in your packet, which has 54, 55, and 58. Oh, 54, 55, 58. Okay, now we're going to start working with the words unit rate And unit rate is just slope. So unit rate is a slope with a denominator of 1. You remember how yesterday I did 2 divided by 3 and I got 0.67 and everyone was like, ah, that was the unit rate. I knew you'd remember. Okay, and it also has units, like science units, like meters per second. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is figure out the slope of this particular line, and then we're going to divide it to find the unit rate. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a triangle here. There's my slope triangle. How long is the base of this triangle? Nobody knows? Pretty sure you do. 5. Beautiful. Okay, so the base is 5. Okay, this is a much harder question. What's the height? It's not 14. So it's 14 all the way to here. Yes. I think it's 9 actually. Isn't it? So this is 14 and this is 5. So 14 minus 5 is. Oh, it's mine. You're right. You're right. You're right. You were right. Okay. So slope equals rise over run. This is one we can divide in our heads. So 10 divided by 5 is 2. Okay, now what is the units? What are the units in this? And you want to do the units also in rise over run. So you want to do y over x. So what are the units? Feet per year. Great. Feet per year. Okay, now with this one, let's do the slope formula instead of the triangle. That way we practice everything. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, what is negative 20 divided by 2? Negative 10. And what are the units on this one? Dollars per month. Okay, so I'm actually going to erase this and put my dollar sign in the front. Because dollars is technically supposed to be in the front when you write money stuff. For C, do you want to do slope formula or triangle? Okay, do whichever one you like better. Okay, what'd you get for units? Yep. Okay, head down to number 55 at the bottom. Any questions about those? They're basically just slope with units. Okay, this is called a piecewise function, and that means that there's three different pieces. Can you identify the three different pieces in this problem? Can you see the three different parts? Okay, so we're going to label them A, B, and C. Okay, and this is, so do you guys do this thing in physics where you like walked away and walked back? You do this yet? You have to go at a certain rate? Okay, this is basically that. So this person is 5 feet from their home. That's so weird, but okay. I think that should be like miles or something, but whatever. So 5 feet from home. Then they walk toward their home at kind of a slow speed. They stand still 4 feet from their house, and then they walk away from their house at a fast speed. You guys did this in physics, right? Okay. You got to walk at like constant speed. It was super hard. Okay, so what we're going to do, you didn't do it? No? Am I wrong? Like what? Oh, okay. I don't know. I saw you guys out there and I was like, I thought perhaps. Okay, so what we're going to do is find the unit rates for these separately, but luckily they're easy to calculate the slope. Okay, so the first thing I want to say about A is they're going toward home and slow. And it's slow because this is not very steep. The slope is rise over run. However, what do you notice about the sign of it? Negative, yeah. Okay, so now go on your calculator and do -1 divided by 4, unless you know it in your head. -0.25. Okay, and then what are the units? Feet per second. Okay, B. The remaining 4 feet away from their home. So stupid. The feet, I don't understand, but it's fine. Okay, and the slope is 0 feet per second. You can just tell right away because it's flat. Okay, then part C is away from home and fast. Ooh, you should divide this one on your calculator. You're gonna like it. It's gonna make you happy. Did you do it? What'd you get? Yep. But we're gonna round it to 1.67 for your smiles. Okay, flip to the back. We have one more problem. If we don't finish it, I'll just start with it Thursday after the quiz. But we should be able to. It's another tricycle race thing. Oh, the bell schedule's up here just in case you need it. We get out at 16. And the children are definitely not going to overheat, right? I feel like there's going to be overheating. Most assemblies are second period. I was like, they should have done it second period. It would have been so much cooler out. But it's okay. In the stadium. Okay. Barbara, Mark, and Carlos participated in the third heat of the big race. Barbara thought she could win with a 3-meter head start, even though she pedaled only 3 meters every 2 seconds. Okay, let's start with Barbara. Okay, so we're going to start with Barbara. She got a 3-meter head start and pedaled 3 meters every 2 seconds. Okay, so Barbara. 3-meter head start. 3 meters every 2 seconds. Hey, that's not bad, Barbara. Look at how steep she is. Also, why are people getting head starts anyway? Is it so that I'll have a contrived math problem to do? Probably. What color should Barbara be? Yellow? Hopefully my yellow will show up. Oh, next one. Bumblebee Barbara. Okay, what was Barbara's equation? Anybody know? Yep, 3 meters every 2 seconds x plus 3-meter head start. Okay, Mark began at the starting line and finished the 20-meter race in 5 seconds. Mark began at the starting line and finished the 20-meter race in 5 seconds. Dang, Mark. Okay, so I know. Mark started at the starting line, so he's at the origin. And he finished the 20-meter race in 5 seconds. Holy spicoli, he's fast. I just sort of get the sneaking suspicion he's going to win. Okay, he's got to be red for speed. Okay, so Mark is y equals 20 meters in 5 seconds, x plus 0. I would be really unhappy with this as a final answer because the 20 over 5 is 4. So a more sophisticated answer would be y equals 4x. And then don't put the plus 0. If you're wondering how many of these we have to graph today because you've done a lot of math already and you just want to be done, there's one more person. It's Carlos. What color should Carlos be? Blue? I'm thinking blue. Okay. Carlos, this equation is y equals 5 over 2x plus what? Carlos is 5 over 2x plus 1. Okay, so you're going to do a head start of 1. And then up 5 over 2. Oh, same dot. All 3 of these people are fast. Okay, you guys, so what was the finish line? 20. So I'll draw the finish line in. And I really want to tie that back into the notes we did. This has a slope of 0. So its equation is y equals 20. Okay, so who won? Mark won in 5 Okay, so let me just explain a couple of things. First, you guys know you have a quiz on Thursday. We're doing it immediately, first thing. Secondly, on Thursday, I'm gonna give you some like little cards, and all of the riders from the tricycle race that won the first 3 weeks are going to go again, and you're gonna graph them all on the same page to figure out who wins the final race. Also, do you guys know what the homework is? Did you want me to not mention it? Kidding. It is CPM problem 63 to 67 through